What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Trout Wrangler Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Garrity. This right here is our show's vibes curator, Mr. Maverick. He is currently trying to chew on a pheasant tail over here. Hey, knucklehead, don't eat the pheasant tail. You just farted on me, pal. But we have a really cool episode today. Maverick, you want to tell him? You want to tell him what you got to see yesterday, dude? You got to see your new house. You got to see the new podcast cave, and you got to see the new podcast cave. Your new casa. You were all excited, but we only have one episode this week. First and foremost, my little brother gets married on Saturday, so we're gonna be pretty tied up for the rest of the week, and we're it's gonna be a fun time. I'm actually turning 30 tomorrow, and we have a 30. I have a 30th birthday party at Legion Brewing in South Park tomorrow night. So that's gonna be fun. That was a nice little plan put together by my girlfriend and mother. So only one episode this week. Just been a busy couple couple weeks here. Just a busy second half of May and June. Tough one, but got to sit down and have a really cool episode today with Mr. Garren Johanson with Turtlebox speakers. And before we get into the interview with Garren, just want to thank the companies that help make this podcast possible. We have Free Fly Apparel, Afueta Coffee, and if you would like to get a month of Trout Routes Premium for free, use the code in the show notes. Just sign up, and you can get you a nice little month of Trout Routes Pro for free. It's got me out of jams before. Got me out of a jam on Saturday after some of my buddies left when I was fishing up in Boone. So check it out. Also, Cordina Eyewear. If you want free shipping on all of your sunglasses, and when I say these sunglasses are fantastic, I mean it. Use the link in the show notes or use code rise_fly CLT at checkout to get some free shipping. And last but not least, Yeti coolers. And up next, we have our episode with Garren Johanson of Turtlebox Speakers. What's up, guys? Like I said in the intro, we do have an interview. As you can see, the background, very great company that's coming into the wildlife space here, and really every space. But I'm gonna kick it over to you to let you introduce yourself a little bit, Garren.
Yeah, thanks, man. Garren Johanson. I am the fish community manager at Turtlebox, whatever that means. I am most of our ambassadorships and events, basically anything that is getting a speaker out into the fish and boating world kind of falls under my umbrella. So sometimes I don't really know what I do, but I do it. Uh, Important for the intro, bass fisherman at heart, always will be. You can't change me. But enjoy saltwater fishing and fly fishing too. I'm appreciating it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Dude, I think that's kind of like a common theme for like most every fly fisherman too, where it's like we all started bass fishing. Like I was talking to you before I got on here, dude. Like I started bass fishing ponds in Massachusetts with my dad before like church on Sundays, and then I was like, well, I guess I can go and fish in college and high school and stuff like that. Like I ended up fishing the high school national championship with my best friend, and then I evolved into fly fishing after I got all my rods stolen.
Yeah, it forced your hand.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's kind of how the move to Texas has been. So like, I'm the same way. I grew up. My dad was like winning tournaments on Stockton Lake and back in the day, and then he kind of slowed down. But I just kept fishing and with my brother-in-law. And we just bass fish our hearts out up in Missouri. There's just so many places to do it. It's like I'll argue it's one of the best fishing states in the nation. but fly fished occasionally up there. Ozarks, you got the White River and Taneycomo and a couple different places. And then when I moved to the Tex down here in Houston, Southeast Texas, forces your hand because you can go bass fish, but also all of your friends on here are going down to the flats and fishing for redfish on the weekends. So kind of forces your hand, and it's like it's growing on me. It absolutely is. I tarpon fished for the first time with duck camp a little while ago, and it was sweet. And like I've got bug, dude, because it was so hard that it was fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, still have a lot to learn, but it's a blast for sure.
Dude, you're talking tarpon fishing, dude. So I was running, I lived down in Florida for 2 years, like 10 minutes from the Harris chain. I used to get off of work and I'd either throw my name in like a Tuesday nighter or I'd just go and dump in and go and fish for like a few hours before dark. And I bent my prop shaft on Lake Pennsauken. I was running wide open and I felt my boat bottom out, and there was a land bridge, like sandbar kind of thing, and I felt it bottom out, and I still had the ass end of the boat in the water, and I looked at my buddy. I was like, dude, like I got one of two options here. I was like, we're either getting out and pushing, or which I don't want to. There are gators as big as me in Lake Pan, or I'm just gonna have you push off the front, and I'm gonna literally have you push it out and just get me enough to where I could trim my motor all the way down and just punch it over this land bridge. Mm-hmm. So he pushes it out and I punched it over the land bridge, got in and ran the boat for like another 2 hours, stuck like a 7-pounder. And I was like, I don't really want to chance this. I was like, no, my luck, I bent something back there. Like there's something's in there. Bent my prop shaft. And I was like, well, I got an 8 weight, and I don't really want to pay to get my prop shaft redone. I was like, I'm going to start going down to the Space Coast and tarpon fishing. Yeah. As soon as that happened, I was like, well, shit, man, like, this is pretty addicting.
Rocks, yeah.
I was like, dude, this is like you're catching ditch tarpon that are like 31 inches, 32 inches.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's really all I need. And I was like, a couple jumps out of it, maybe throw the fly back at my head. I was like, still addicting.
Yeah, dude. It's like, I think the thing of, we went down to the Keys, and like after the first day, and again, I fly fish. I'm a bass fisherman that fly fishes. I'm not a fly fisherman. So like, and I never really had to double haul Missouri because you're fishing rivers and streams, right? And so starting to learn how to double haul in Texas, and you get down to the Keys where like you need it to be windy and you have to have a good double haul, and you have to be perfect to even get a fish to commit to the fly. But even when you are perfect, it doesn't work. Like I think I don't know how many shots I had. We fished for 3 days, and I don't know how many shots I had at fish. And out of all those shots, I probably put a handful where I wanted it to go. And out of that handful, I had a good presentation. And out of that, I had like a perfect follow. And then all that happened was I was stripping with one hand, and in the pause to grab the line again, tarpon didn't like it and just swam off, And so, but then I was like, dude, that is sweet. Like the fact that you have to be perfect to catch this fish. And even when you're not, or even when you are, it doesn't work. I was like, I like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not just a game of chance. Like you have to be good. So I've been, I got an 11 weights into the house, and I have been out on the road looking like a madman. Just, yeah. Like, I can do it. So I'm not going back. I'm not going back until I'm ready because it was too frustrating. But I'm gonna hit it again. I'm gonna go try a little bit more bitier fish, probably somewhere else in Florida, and then go back to the Keys.
Yeah, dude, so my brother's like soon-to-be father-in-law is like a big saltwater fly fisherman. He's got like a list of fish that he wants to catch, and my brother's like, if you could break down tarpon fishing to me in any way to like kind of put it in my terms. My brother's not a huge fisherman. He's like, can you break it down to me in like a term that I would understand? I was like, if you want me to break it down like that, it's like playing chess with the best chess player in the world. I was like, there's no, like, you have to be absolutely perfect with every single one of your moves when
Yeah.
you're
Yep.
battling with a big smart tarpon. And like
Yeah.
how I've thought of it, like when I was actually going through tarpon fishing, dude, I'm like, dude, it's like fishing for the smartest bedfish I've ever fished for, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great way to put it. 100%, dude. Yeah. They like, yeah, because like same thing with the smart bedfish. Like you do one thing wrong and that fish is off of it and you're
Oh
done.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's super frustrating, but how sick is it to see a string of 50, like 100-pound fish coming straight at you? You know what I mean? And just
Dude,
to
it's
have the
nuts.
chance to throw at it. Yeah. It's so cool. So I got the bug. I told the tarpon I would be back. So I've got their number. I'm gonna come for him next time, but we got
Oh
to get
yeah,
better.
dude.
We got to get better
The
first.
Keys is so sick, dude. You were
Yeah.
there with duck camp?
Yeah, I was there with Duck Camp. They hosted a Duck Camp Tarpon Camp. It was an unreal time with just like absolutely legendary people. The Mills, Andy and
Oh
Nikki,
yeah, dude.
awesome people. Owen Gaylor came. Owen is a dog, one of the
Legend.
greatest humans on earth, dude. I
Yeah.
love that guy to death. Mason with Duck, nicest guy I've ever met in my life. Just this like just gathering of incredible people. I almost had like I felt like I had imposter syndrome being there because I don't know. It was weird. I was invited. I think because of my job. I mean, me and Mason are good buddies, but as like a Turtlebox representative, and I'm in this room with just absolute legends, and I'm a guy that started fly fishing saltwater in September. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't really deserve to be here. But then again, I was like, I'm just going to enjoy it, you know, because
Yeah.
this is cool. So it was sweet. I got to absorb a lot of really good just things about life and fishing and it was awesome. I remember Andy had he like I didn't write it down, but I could if I still remember it. But he was talking about me, and he said they asked him if he was any good at fishing, and he said no, he's terrible, but nobody loved to do it more. Put that on my headstone. That's yeah.
Damn, let's start using that one.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude,
Yeah, it was really good.
I listened to Hunter Levine's podcast with Owen Gaylor, dude. That was a freaking fantastic podcast.
Yeah, dude, I teared up probably 5 times, maybe more, listening to that. Like Hunter is another great guy, and it was just unbelievable, man. Like the way that Owen is handling life with all the adversity that's been thrown at him is unbelievable, and like a
Yeah.
testament to faith as well. The things that God can do truly in the worst times of your life are amazing. So yeah, hearing Owen's story, for anyone that doesn't know it, should check out the podcast and listen to it, because it's motivating for sure.
100%, dude. Like honestly, I got done listening to that podcast and I had such a different like outlook on life.
Yeah.
Like it it was unbelievable, dude. Like, and honestly, Hunter has that way of like asking the questions in such a good manner too, that
Mm-hmm.
dude, it was such a good podcast. He's just
Yeah.
he's like a wizard with his voice
Yeah.
when he's asking some of those
Yeah.
questions, dude.
Absolutely. It 100 presents it in a way of like in such a way of like, I want to hear what you have to say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Let me listen to you, and even if it's somebody that like, even if it's somebody that's not that talkative, Hunter has a way to open them up because he's just that kind of like, let me hear you, and they say, okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll do it. So it's awesome.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
But let's talk about Turtlebox a little bit, dude. You guys have been on a heater for like the last 2 years, man. Like it's been nuts, dude. Like more and more these days, it's kind of cool to see like all like me being on the outdoor side of things. I work at a golf course.
Mm-hmm.
I've been seeing more and more people riding around the golf course with Rangers up on the side of a golf cart.
Yeah.
And dude, it's
Yeah.
unbelievable. It's
Yeah.
like crazy
Yeah,
how many
man.
bases y'all are covering.
Yeah, it is wild. It's a rocket ship, dude, and I feel like I'm just trying to hang on to it. I can take no credit because I came on in September of last year, and so I don't like to take any credit for what the team here has done. But our director of community, Sloan, is just a genius in this world and just has like a sixth sense for where things should be. And then each of our community directors, right? So I do fish. We have Ryan Yarnell who does hunt, and Vince Sassani who does beer and barbecue, and Docs who does sports. And like each of them have just they just so plugged into that community that they know exactly where things be. And it's an incredible workplace. It's inspiring because everybody here is so good at what they do, and that's like I think that's exactly how we've ended up in this position is just the right people making the right decisions with the right leadership too. Our founders are awesome. The four guys, I don't know if you know the story, but the four guys, started this in a garage and it's grown into what it is now. And it's a testament to the way they live their life. Our motto is live free. And that's kind of how we operate. You know what I mean? We want people to take it and use it. And I think that's the reason people buy it is because they want something to abuse in their lifestyle and have fun with. And yeah, it's just everybody here has done such a good job at building a story of Turtlebox that makes people want to cling on to that. That's kind of what it is. When you have a lifestyle brand, much like Yeti, like all you're really doing is building that lifestyle, and you're building something that people want to be a part of. And to be a part of it, they purchase the product and that makes them feel good. And we love that. And that's what we want. We want them to take it and say, oh man, I need to go camp this weekend, because now I've got this Turtlebox. I don't have to sit there all quiet, which is great. Listen to nature, know when to turn the speaker off. But like what we're doing is inspiring people to get back inside too. So yeah, man, a long-winded answer to just say that everybody here is amazing at what they do. And that's what
it was cool. It was cool as hell to see, like, it was nuts, like, how it was like a switch flipped at some point. Mm-hmm. Like, it was nuts when it was like, I was seeing them everywhere. Like, I'm watching the College World Series in Omaha, like, 2 years ago when it was like Dylan Cruz and Paul Skeens playing for LSU, and they're showing them walking into the stadium with a purple and yellow Turtlebox, and they're blasting music walking into Omaha. I'm like, dude, that is so sick. And then the USA hockey team wins the gold in the Olympics, and Quinn Hughes is blasting a Turtlebox standing on I think it was Larkin's shoulders. I'm like, dude, they are everywhere. And then I'm watching that one was PGA and Scotty Scheffler has like a giant Turtlebox thing like outside the clubhouse. It's like that. It was crazy. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah, dude. That's all Docs and Carly on the sports side. They're so good at what they do. Like I sometimes I'm like, am I doing enough? Because like they're killing it. Whenever I saw the Team USA thing, dude, we were going nuts here. Like it was the most patriotic this office has ever been. It was incredible. Yeah, it's just and little things like right, like you see Team USA life to the fullest after winning gold, and everybody's I gotta be a part. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, dude. And then like what you're doing too, like on the fishing side too, man. Like I feel like there's something that fishermen like where it's like, you know what? These people are reaching out, doing the things that like for the community, dude. Sponsoring the Opens is a big W, dude. Like, because that's about as grassroots as it gets these days, man. Like, sadly, there's really no more grassroots league for professional fishing, and that's about as grassroots as it gets. And then you guys are also involved in the nations, I think, as well.
Yeah. We do a little bit in the nations. There's some anglers and teams that we give some to, because again, our best form of marketing is like people taking them and using them. But the Opens was huge. When I came on, we've pretty much nailed the Gulf Coast saltwater fishermen, right? Like we've nailed that. It's hard to go anywhere from Texas to the coast of Florida without seeing one. But this business has been built on the backs of those guys, and so we're still there and supporting them. But when I came on, we reached that point, right? Like all this growth that you're talking about, we were like, we've got to start going somewhere else, and I come from the bass fishing world. And so I knew kind of exactly where to go, because you have to know the right, which is the
Yeah.
grassroots. That's your common customer. It's not the elite guys are awesome, and they're, number one, incredible guys that are working their ass off doing what they do to make a
Oh
living.
yeah.
Same thing on the opens. But in terms of that core customer, like the grassroots is where it's at, because that's your everyday man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's your guy working 9 to 5, and then driving 6 hours to go fish a tournament and making it back to work. And so I think that, like you said, it matters. Showing support matters, but doing it in the right way matters even more, because when you support a trail like the Opens, or one of these smaller saltwater tournaments, I feel like it's a way of the company saying, "Hey, we see you guys that are working hard to be able to do this thing, and we celebrate that, right?" And so it's just all about reaching that common guy, because honestly, like, fishermen are not easy to market to, dude.
No,
Fishermen,
not at all.
we're stuck in our ways, dude. We have our favorite rod, we have our favorite line, we have our favorite lure manufacturer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so especially with kind of a high end product like Turtlebox, it's difficult to reach those guys and present them with something new. But when you do it in the right way, I think it's super effective, and I'm just appreciative that it's been received so well in the bass fishing space. It seems it doesn't seem like it is going really well.
100%.
So yeah, and hats off to Bassmaster for the opportunity. The people over there, they work their asses off too. So yeah, man, we're super grateful to be there. And it's one of those things where, like, it's kind of like gambling sometimes. You're like, I hope this works out,
Yeah. Oh,
and
100%.
it is. So it is working out. So yeah, I'm just really grateful that it is.
Dude, it's like that's all bass fishing is now too. It's like we were talking earlier. It's like, man, it's like, I show up to a wildcat on Saturday hoping it's like, you know what? I'm like, selfishly, I'm hoping there's like 16 boats in this thing, and it's all dudes I know suck.
Yeah.
And then it's like, usually it's like 2 minutes before blast off, here in comes Hank Cherry. And then like all these Todd Ott and all these just absolute sticks from around here.
The wildest one was me and my brother-in-law were fishing a charity tournament on a Sunday on Table Rock. And we're going out, and it's like a bunch of old dudes, old timers, couple of young guys, right? Like some juried college fishermen, and their sticks too. But we live there and we fish every day, and we're like, we'll be fine. We may not win, but like, we'll do all right. And then we're sitting there waiting for takeoff, and a boat comes rolling in to drop the boat off into the water, and it's Rick Clump. And I'm like, oh God, dude, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Rick dropping his boat in the water to fish the same tournament as us. And we're in my brother-in-law had a 98 Charger, and like maybe starts sometimes,
That's how my scooter was.
That day, we already won because the boat started when we put it in the water. So that was a win. But then we see Rick Clun's boat idling out, and we're like, oh,
well, here we go.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like I have a similar story. I pulled up, dude. I work like 9 to 5 at the Villages when I was living in Florida. And then on Monday nights I go and fish the lake. We're Monday nighters.
Yep.
So one night I'm like, shit, I'm running late, man. Like they're gonna be calling boat numbers, and it's a shotgun start. I'm like, they're gonna be shotgunning off when I'm dumping it in the water.
Yeah.
I'm hauling ass on my way back from work, boat behind me and everything. I'm doing like 60 trying to get to the ramp so I can get in.
Yeah.
So I pull up, dump it in. I am in like the nick of time. And they're getting ready to shotgun off. And Wheeler comes going in. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing here?
Yeah.
Sure enough, FLW was fishing on the Harris chain, and they couldn't go and fish the Harris chain after their day of fishing. They were staying on Lake Weir. And they came up, dude, and I was sitting there. I was like, well, I'm not really on anything on like an offshore bite out there. Dude, they came out, and there's a video of it on YouTube. They ended up
Yeah.
dropping like 33 pounds in the best 3 fish on a black spinner, big thumper spinner bait. Just sitting there
Dang,
winding
dude.
it, dude. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, dude. But like, I
Uh,
like that stuff though too.
yeah. Yeah. Dude, absolutely. That's also who I want to like get into the community of, the Tuesday nighter crowd. Like,
Oh,
that's such
dude.
a cool story to tell. Because honestly, truly, like, that's some of the best fishermen I've ever met in my life are
Oh
the
yeah,
guys that,
dude.
that just fished that Tuesday nighter on that one lake. But the amount of knowledge that guy has is insane.
Unreal.
And like, you get better as a fisherman fishing against them and talking with them. And I don't know, there's some really cool stories to tell there too, because there's some unique individuals
Oh yeah.
that, like, you'd see them walking down the street, you wouldn't think anything, and then they roll up to the Tuesday nighter and they're God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
I used to boat captain for like the high school team I fished for, and like a lot of kids would ask me, like, they get their own boats and they're like, who's a guy you would look at and be afraid of when he pulls up to like a blast off?
yeah,
And we're sitting around, there's the kids like in my passenger seat, we're getting ready to fish like a Tuesday nighter, and I'm like looking
yeah,
around, I see an old dude that's got like a Marlboro Red hanging out of his mouth and like a tin boat with a 2-stroke like 9.9 on
yeah,
the back of it. I
yeah.
was like, you see that dude smoking the cigarette in the tin boat over there? I said, that is the most lethal motherfucker in this tournament right now. And they're like,
Dude,
dude, you got Todd Otten sitting over there in a brand new Ranger with every electronic on it. I was like, I
yeah.
don't care, dude. That old man's probably been fishing this Tuesday nighter for the last fucking 40
Yeah,
years.
dude. Yeah. Yeah. Marlboro Red's about to whoop some ass, dude. That's what
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
If he pulls up and he's smoking either Marlboro Reds or Marlboro Southern Cuts or even Marlboro Lights, they're
Hmm.
handing out an ass whooping to somebody
Yeah.
that night.
Dude, I have a theory. I really do think that there's a correlation between cigs smoked and fish caught. I
Yeah,
think that's a real thing. I think every now and then, I don't encourage smoking, but a little rally cig is not a bad idea.
no,
You find
not at
yourself
all.
drunk, light one up and see what happens. Because
Yeah,
I've witnessed it, and I think it's real. I don't know.
dude, I wouldn't doubt it, man. I mean,
Yeah,
he's still hanging around occasionally, dude. Like, I've been out to Lake Wiley some, dude. But you remember Jason
yeah,
Quinn?
yeah. I do. Yep.
Dude, talk about smoking cigs, man. That
Yeah.
dude would freaking smoke like a freight train. And
Hmm.
like you pass him sometimes on Wiley, and that dude's
Yep.
sitting offshore with a 10XD in his hand. And
Yep.
he's got it like between his legs, and he's cranking it and lighting up a cig hanging in his mouth with his left hand. And that dude would sit there offshore all freaking night and just do
Yeah.
that and wear them out. He'd do it.
Yeah.
He'd literally do it like mid-April through late May when those fish start getting off those little humps on Wiley.
Yeah. Oh
And dude,
yeah.
he still pulls up in like mid-April and will just drop a sack on him. And like
Yeah.
one of my middle school football coaches' dad used to
Hmm.
fish with Jason a bunch, and
Yeah.
people come
Yeah.
up and they're like, how is he doing that? Like, I didn't even know
Yeah.
there were fish like that in this lake. I'm like, know exactly how he's doing it, and I am not telling you because I'm not trying to get
Yeah.
Jason Quinn on my bad side.
Yeah. No. No. You don't want that. No. That's so. Yeah, dude. There's some sticks in North Carolina too. Matt Aries out there and
Yeah,
Shelby and a few other like Brian Schmidt. Like
yeah,
you guys have got him. Or he's
dude,
Virginia or
freaking
Maryland.
Brian
Yeah.
Thrift,
Brian
dude,
Thrift. That's who I meant because you were talking about smoking cigs, and I was like,
yeah.
yeah, Brian Thrift. Yeah.
You ever seen that dude throw a buzz bait?
Yeah, it's insane.
Dude, it's nuts. Dude,
He's
like
working hard.
watching him smoke a cig and throw a buzzbait at the same time is one of the most wild things I've ever seen. The ash
Yeah.
is like dripping down his shirt, and he's sitting there, makes a cast, and he's just burning it in, and he makes like 12 casts. He'll pick up
Yeah.
the trolling motor, and he's gone after he makes like 6 or 7 casts. He
Yeah.
covers so much water, it's not even funny.
Yeah. Dude, that's the difference between I've been fortunate enough to fish with a lot of really good anglers, whether it's saltwater or freshwater. The difference between the good angler and the great angler is efficiency in how they
Yeah.
fish. Like my buddy Cody Spetz. I'll shout him out. And Cody Spetz, he was a California hammer. I think it's Lake Diamond or Diamond Valley. Like the dude, basically, if there was a Hall of Fame for Valley, Cody Spetz and Derek Spetz would be at the top of the list. Two brothers, right? Cody moved from California to Missouri, fishing table rock for the U.S. Open. Like, just said, I love this a lot. I'm packing up and moving here. And now he's trout guiding on Taneycomo and guiding on Table Rock. And he's the man, the nicest guy in the world, would do anything for anyone. But I became really good friends with him and fished with him a lot. And like in the time that it took me to make like 2 casts, he's already covered down a dock and ready to move on. Like he is one of the most efficient anglers I've ever seen in my life. With like, if you give him like a Cinco, put a Cinco in his hand, dude goes to work. He's an incredible angler. But like from him to like, somebody like Owen or somebody on the coast that is a great angler, like they're just so efficient. They know exactly what they're looking for and exactly what they're looking at. And they're able to make that cast exactly where they want it, get it back, make another one, and then say, all right, I'm done here. And they move on. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there on a brush pile, hitting every second inch on a brush pile. Like, I know there's one in here. There's got to be. I caught him here. I caught him here 2 months and 5 days ago. So he's got to still be here. So yeah, it's just that I truly believe that the biggest difference between a good angler and a great angler is efficiency and how well they can cover water. It's just because I've seen it happen too many times. Yeah. So shout out to Cody, my boy, incredible angler. If you don't know him, you should, because he's the man. Yeah.
Dude, yeah, it's cool too. Like, yeah, dude, that all those dudes fish so fast. It's like watching, watching Ish Monroe throw a frog. If it's any river system like the Mississippi or like up there in La Crosse, dude, like that dude's gonna have 5 giants because he's throwing a frog and his reel's catching on fire. He's working it so fast.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, Kevin Van Dam is like he's the fast angler. He's the Wild West quick draw. Like the way that that's what made him great. And again, that goes back to like efficiency of making you a great angler. Kevin can fish so fast in the right way. And it's incredible that that's like people can't keep up with him because somebody, I don't remember who it was, but had fished with him on Table Rock. And they were like, dude, I feel like I made 3 casts and he was ready to move. And I was like, that's Kevin. That's what he does, dude.
Yeah, dude. Watching him throw a jerkbait is the craziest thing I've ever seen, dude.
Incredible. It's a master at work.
Incredible to watch him throw a jerkbait, dude. It's nuts, dude. He makes a good jerkbait, too. A real good jerkbait.
Yeah. Dude, and that translates to the saltwater, too, because I just had never been in that world until I moved down here to Texas, and then I've been fishing around with a few guys. But watching just the perfect cast that some of these guys are able to make, and I feel like I'm struggling so hard to put that fly right where I want it into the wind or make a backhand cast and land it, next to this pot of redfish. And then Owen, or one of these guys down here will hop on the bow and they'll just, 2 or 3 false casts and rip it right where they want it to go. I'm like, that's why you are what you are. You're able to do that.
It's like watching Andy Mill make one of those side casts, dude. It's the wildest thing. It is so crazy, dude. Andy Mill has to be one of the best casters of all time. Him and 100%. Flip, dude. Like,
100%. The best thing too is Andy will tell you how to do it. That's the greatest. If you ever have he's an open book, dude. That's what I love about Andy and Nikki too. They're the nicest guys in the world, and he'll, if you're like, Andy, how do I do that? He'll look at you in the eyes and he'll probably tell you how. Now it's up to you to be able to do it, but he'll at least, try to give you a pointer or two. He's an insane dude. Yeah. Really, really cool.
Honestly, dude, 2 world-class athletes too. Like, I feel like, dude, Andy and Nikki are both just like freak athletes, dude. Like, you hear Andy Mill was on like the U.S. ski team.
Yeah.
And he was he's real good at golf too, dude. Like, and it's the same thing with JT Van Zandt, dude. Apparently, JT Van Zandt's like a freaking insane golfer.
Yeah, he's a stick. Yeah, I haven't. He just fished with our founder Will, golfed with our founder Will the other day, and that's like he probably, if he wasn't a guide, he'd probably be on tour somewhere.
Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
Dude,
Yep.
but we were talking about grassroots tournaments earlier, dude, and I completely forgot to mention I had to shout out my buddy Sean, dude, running that Red Spot Roundup, dude. Unbelievable
Mm-hmm.
tournament that you guys are also
Yep.
involved in, dude. Like,
Yep.
yeah, you
Yeah.
guys gave a insane amount of stuff to the winner, dude, and it's awesome to see that because that is an awesome grassroots tournament.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that, dude. It goes back to like supporting the right people.
Yeah.
And Sean is that. Sean
Oh,
is
100%.
one of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. And what he's doing is so cool. What I love about it and like After Work Fish Club is like it's accessible. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's made for the everyday guy that can't do it every single day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but I'm super happy to support him because he makes it really easy. He's awesome.
Dude, one of the best dudes out. They got After School Fish Club now, too.
That's awesome. I love that.
They
Yeah,
just
dude.
launched
Yeah.
it on Saturday.
Yeah. It's incredible. Get the youngins out. That's so cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
dude. But so my last question of every podcast that I have is so I have a running playlist on my Spotify.
Yeah.
I give 5 songs and then you give 5 songs. I usually send it in an email that it's the only scripted question I do, just so you can be on your toes. But I completely forgot to. But I can give my 5 and you can give your 5 if you want. All right, let's see. So my first one is Bugs by Jesse Wells. I don't know if you've heard of him. I just got onto his music, and I like that Bugs one because it reminded me of all the bugs that I see when I flip over rocks.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I'm a huge Deadhead. So my second one is from my favorite live Dead album. It's the Truckin' version, but it's from the PNW 72-73 album from the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And
That's
then,
awesome. My brother saw Dead and Company twice at the Sphere, 2 nights in a row.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That was one that I was wishing I could go to. I saw him twice, regular. I saw him in Charlotte and then in Bristow.
Yeah.
And dude, 2 fantastic concerts.
Yeah, that's awesome.
There's a kid that's going to be at my brother's wedding that apparently saw Dead & Co. at the Sphere 6 times, all back to back to back. I was like, dude, I wish I had that money.
Yeah, dude, no joke. Yeah, no joke.
Then my second one is Saint Teresa by Future Birds. Big
Good
Future
song.
Birds guy.
Yeah,
I love Athens, Georgia.
Yep.
And then Situation, Johnny Blue Skies.
Yeah, nice.
From that new
album project. Yeah.
And then Richard Petty by Billy Strings.
Nice, dude.
So my girlfriend's from Ashboro, and she's seen Walmart all the time. We had a conversation about that. I was like, damn, I don't think I've used Richard Petty on my playlist yet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Richard Petty's a good one, dude. I was going to use a Billy Strings song, but now I feel like I got to mix up. Okay. Those are great songs, by the way. You have great taste.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. My first song is Black Sky by Ozark Mountain Daredevils. Turnpike covered that song on their last album, but there's nothing better than the Ozark Mountain Daredevils version. If you like Grateful Dead, have you ever heard Ozark Mountain Daredevils?
No, I haven't.
Well, dude, Springfield, Missouri's own. Shout out to the 417. They had like, I wouldn't call them a one-hit wonder, but they had one hit, was Jackie Blue. But Southwest Missouri is Ozark Mountain Daredevil. Like you're born listening to Chicken Train by the Ozark Mountain Daredevils. But Black Sky by Ozark Mountain Daredevils. And then I'm gonna go Lifestyle by Top Shakas. It's a Hawaiian reggae band. And I recently made a trip to the Big Island in January. I've never been a reggae guy, but heard that song while I was out there, and I've been addicted to it.
Who is the artist?
Top Shakas. So SHAKAS. Banger of a song. It's yeah.
You said it's lifestyle, right?
Yep. Is that on there?
I don't think it is. The only one that's on here is the Young Thug song. Here, let's see. I'm gonna try and find it again. I might have spelled lifestyle wrong.
Top Shakas. Lifetime. What did I say? Lifestyle?
Yeah, you said lifestyle, I think. You might have said lifetime, and I might have misheard it. That's my fault.
Lifetime. All right. Apparently, I don't like it that much. Jeez. Then I'm going to go Water Bill by Red Shahan.
Water Bill.
Song rocks. Really rocks. And then I was going to go Billy Strings, but you went Billy Strings.
You still can.
Still can.
Yeah, you still can. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go Frogman, Whiskey Myers.
Great song.
Great song. Whiskey Myers owns Toad Thumper Lures. If you've never fished their frogs, you should. It's the best frog I've ever thrown in my life.
Freaking awesome frogs, dude.
Yeah.
We were at the Classic one year, and they showed up and just started playing music on the house bands, instruments.
Yeah.
On top of the hill.
Yep. They're awesome. Yeah, those are good dudes, and their frogs rock. And then for my last song, I'm gonna go. I had it. Which song? Which one was it? Let me go. I'm trying to think of one that I've recently found that I really like. Hang on. I got it. It's Anyhow. Yeah, Anyhow by Tedeschi Trucks Band.
I love Tedeschi Trucks.
Thank you. Yes, dude. I knew you had good taste. Derek Trucks is one of the greatest guitarists of our generation.
I completely agree, dude. I just got in an argument with one of my buddies about top guitarists of our generation. Mm-hmm. And it was one of those things I was like, dude, Derek Trucks has to be up there. I was like, have you seen how many bands he sat in as like a guitarist for?
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, he's sat in with like Widespread. He's sat in with Dead and Company a few times. He's sat in with Billy Strings. Yep. Dude, like, it's got to be him. Billy Strings are definitely on that list.
Yeah, 100%. You know, this is a completely – people throw this to the wayside because he's become like radio country, I guess you could say. But Brad Paisley, truly – I mean, I will die on this hill. Brad Paisley is one of the greatest guitarists of our generation, hands down. If you've ever,
100%,
yeah, his first album that he ever put out, absolute bangers, great album. And there's one instrumental song on there. What's it called? The Rundown. Gosh, I can't remember, but it's a completely instrumental song, and he just rips for like 4 minutes. Yeah, dude,
Brad Paisley in concerts too.
Yep. Dude, Brad Paisley, killer guitarist.
Dude, him playing he'll put down his acoustic guitar and he'll pick up like a legit electric guitar. Yep. And dude, like I was at a concert with like a bunch of my friends and they were like, dude, I've never noticed how good of a guitarist he actually is. And I was like, dude, he's up there, I think, in the top 10, even the top 3 as guitarists of our generation, dude. Like
I would put him in top 3 for sure.
Oh, 100%. Dude, I'll tell you who's another really talented guitarist is surprisingly Bruno Mars.
Yeah, dude, I've seen that before. Yeah. Rips.
Dude, it's nuts. But dude, that's all I got for you today, man. You got any last thanks or plugs you want to give, brother?
Let me think, dude. No, just thanks to you. I think platforms like this are so valuable. I'm going to try to not speak marketing here, but just to the industry in general, to fishermen, to guides, to anglers. Platforms like this are like you give people a voice, not just companies, but people, right? And you let people tell their story. and it gives somebody, I always love to think of the common man that's, working the line Monday to Friday, and the only thing he lives for is getting out on the flats or getting out on the lake on the weekend, right?
Yeah.
You give that person inspiration to kind of keep cooking right through that 9 to 5 to make it worth it to get to the weekend. Because man, like Tuesday, Wednesday hits, you get to feeling like, why didn't I just drop everything and go guide? Now I'm
Yeah.
here working this because I need health insurance, right? But then they listen to something like this and they're like, dude, I'm good. Filled the cup until the weekend. I'm all right. So thank you.
Dude, I appreciate it, brother. That
Yeah,
means a lot. I greatly
yeah,
appreciate it.
absolutely, man.
Dude, yeah, thank you for coming on, man. I'd greatly appreciate taking some time out of your day to sit down and shoot the shit, man.
Yeah, I loved it. I'll do it anytime, man. I'll next time I see you, I'll owe you a beer. How about that?
Thanks good with me, brother. What's up, guys? That was Mr. Garren Johanson. We got a new mic stand. Got a new mic stand. We got it on the Vibe Curator's back. We'll see how this goes. But those episodes are my favorite. We got an absolute well-rounded episode in there. Starts with like a little bit of my beginnings, bass fishing. I love talking bass fishing still, and love having those conversations. Garren being a predominant bass fisherman, he just got into fly fishing in September, so I like talking bass fishing. I loved hearing more about the Turtlebox story, what they got going on over there. They have some really cool stuff coming, and some awesome partners. Just an all around awesome episode. If you guys like this episode, leave a review on Apple Podcast. Leave a review on Spotify, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that being said, I will see you guys next week for a super good podcast. I'm gonna leave that one on a cliffhanger. That's gonna be a damn good podcast. Just one of the smartest dudes I've ever listened to on a podcast. That should give it a little tease there. But one of the smartest dudes with a fly fishing podcast. With a really cool company. So I'll leave it at that. Some people already know, but gonna be a good episode. So just stay tuned to hear about that one. It's gonna be a good one. So see you guys next Tuesday.